my name is Brian, and today we're going to go over on how to do a St. Louis style cut, but with the Memphis style dry rub and with prepare on top. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so first let's cut these open. I just got these already St. Louis style cut at my local Winco. Sure, most places that you have will probably be able to have the same stuff where you go. So I have no need to trim it since it's already been done so, except for maybe the small thing here or there, but as far as most of it, it's already been pre-trimmed. It is nice and tender. So the St. Louis style cut comes from the spare rib, not the baby back. The baby back rib is going to be a little more tender, a little less fat, but the spare rib tends to have a little more meat to it. Might see my dog in the bottom of the picture there. He really likes ribs and is very curious of what I'm doing with them, so be patient with him. So first thing you're going to do, pat these ribs down dry. They're a bit wet from being inside the packaging. And dry, this gets all these extra juices on there that makes it a little harder for it to stay on there. Alright, one more should probably be good. Off for a second. Alright, so see this right here? We don't really want that. So we're going to trim that off right there. That'll be a nice snack for my dog later. The other side here. Looks like it's fine. Alright, so now at this point, as many of you probably already know, we're going to want to get rid of this silver skin and membrane on the back. You don't have to, but supposedly it makes it easier to eat. Just take a knife, go underneath the membrane. You can use a paper towel to try and grip it better. This is always the part I struggle with. Then you should just be able to peel it off. Believe it or not, that's the easiest I've ever had with that. I'm not a professional, I just do this for fun. Do the other one. There we go. That was a lot painless than I assumed it would be. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put a binder on here. I'm just using extra virgin olive oil today. My dog's still sniffing around. He really likes the smell of this pork. So Don't need a lot. Just need enough to spread it on there. You could even trim it up a little bit more if you want to make it a little more square, especially if you're trying to get into competition, but we're fine with what we're doing here. Now for this rib. So what you're doing here is you're just rubbing it in so that your seasoning, your dry rub, has something to bind onto on this meat. Right, come on, Asa. Come on. I'm gonna grab the camera, bring it close so you can see this next part a little better. I'm gonna put a nice layer of salt on all of it. Now I'm using kosher salt. I like the coarser grain to it. A little higher quality salt. So I'm just putting a lecture in there just because this rub I'm using doesn't look like it has a ton of salt in it. And really with the rib, it's hard to use too much salt. You definitely can, but you won't. It's harder to use too much salt also when you're using kosher salt. I'll flip these now. Oh, there went my paper towels. All right. I'm gonna flip them. Some more salt. And if you wanted to do, you could also cut this part off right here, but there's some good meat there and I want to leave it on there. Same with this here. So now it's time to apply the seasoning. Today I'm using this rib rub that my in-laws got me for Christmas. I like High Mountain seasoning. I've used them before. I've never used this particular one, so we'll see how good it is. All right, brand new, never been opened. Put it on there. I don't even know how this is going to taste, so we'll see here. All right. Now on the back side here, you really don't need to season it too heavily. Just get a nice coating. Just to get that flavor in there, and I'm a huge fan of flavor. Spread it in there, make sure you get this little pocket in there. And then you get this other one. Yeah, if you're doing competition, you'd want to cut this little pocket out right here just to make it more uniform. All right. Flip these over. Now, on the top here, this is where you're going to want to really lay on the seasoning. This is how you do that Memphis style, is by really putting on that seasoning, like really caking it on top. And this color looks good, I'll tell you that too, and it smells good. Let's get this other one here. It may seem like a lot of seasoning, but when you only have like an inch at a time when you're eating it, it's actually not too bad. It's actually really good. It's my favorite way to do ribs, is this Memphis style. Plus remember, some of this is going to come off when you're putting it in the fridge or when you're putting it on the grill. So it's okay to put in a little extra seasoning on there. Okay. Now that we've done this, we're going to have to put it in the fridge for a little bit, let it sit. Right now it's about 9:30, maybe a little after. And these aren't going on until about noon, so we're gonna eat good tonight. Welcome to barbecuing in Idaho. All right, so let's get this smoker going now. So I have the Camp Chef pellet grill SG. It's the slide and grill model. Let's see here. You want to put it on the high smoke setting. It's low smoke, high smoke. Alright, that'll put it at roughly at 220 degrees. Keep it in there pretty good. It just needs to start up and get going. Got some pellets in there from my last cook, but I'm going to try these new pellets that I got today. They're from Camp Chef. They're their new hickory char wood. See, look at that there. So I used to do pure charcoal and I would never even dream of doing something like this, but then got this pellet grill and it's just amazingly simple to cook things on it. But you know what? I was missing that charcoal taste on my food. So Camp Chef did me a solid. Not me, because they didn't have me in mind, but they did everyone a solid and started making charwood pellets, so they have that charcoal flavor in there. It's made of actual charcoal, so it's awesome. Alright, once this is heated up over here, we can go ahead and get the ribs on the grill and get them started. Alright, okay, now that the grill is all nice and heated up and these ribs have been dry brining for about 3 hours now, let's go ahead and put them on the grill here. Have it about 220, 225 in there. Alright. Something every grill master or pit boss, grill master, whatever you want to call yourself, needs. Good pair of tongs. Okay, there's one. 2. Alright, so I'm going to let these sit in here for about probably a good 2 to 3 hours before I wrap them in foil. And so at this point, I'm just going to put a glaze on these. This will put some moisture inside the foil as I'm about to put the foil on there, and I'm probably going to put some apple juice in here too, just to give that little more moisture in there. So these ribs are now going to stay on here for about another hour to 2 hours just as they steam there in that foil. Then we'll take the foil off and probably do about another hour on there after that just to finish them off nicely. Okay, these have been on here for about an hour and a half now, so it's time to take them off. So I have cranked the temperature up to 250. They'll only need about an hour, maybe even only 30 minutes left, and then they should be done. This part's only really to get this barbecue sauce set before we take it off. Anyways, getting excited. All right, so we've taken our ribs off the grill. You can take a look at how good those things look. I'll give you a closer view here in a second. Now, top it all off, you want to take some of your dry rub and then sprinkle it just a little bit on top of your ribs. Just a little bit. You don't want to put, but that finishes off that Memphis style. Here, I'll do it on this one real quick. Just a little sprinkle of your dry rub. Now let's cut into this and go for these middle ones right here. You can see it has been resting for probably about 10 minutes off the grill. You could rest them for longer, but my wife needs to get to work, so we need to eat. But anyways, take a look at that right there. That does look good. You gonna take a bite? And I'll give you guys a close up. That is fantastic. Fall to the bone. Alright, you can get that camera. Give you a better view. There we go. There we go. Take a look at that rib right there. That was good. You see it right here. See that smoke ring in there? This is beautiful. Anyways, I'm Brian. This is the Hunt, Barbecue, and Things That Go Boom channel. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to do Memphis style ribs. Thank you.